Ah, that post-harvest morning feeling. Oh, yeah. We're done. We got the corn out last night. We've got wet corn in the wet bin yet. Got 4 lights on there, so we're going to let Phil deal with all of that. Get the rest of the corn dried. We got to get the dryer empty and get the bins cored and everything all buttoned up. But we're in good shape from that standpoint. I'm going to go spread some fertilizer this morning. It does appear that we had just a little shower overnight. This concrete's wet. Didn't register on the rain gauge, but it shouldn't matter. Also, today is November 15th. Opening day of gun season in Michigan for the deer hunters. So, the first 2 fields where we got to go and finish spreading out this map, I don't believe there will be any hunters because one of them has almost no trees around it. And the other one, it doesn't have any trees on the Michigan side of the line. There are some on the Ohio side, but I don't think there'll be anybody out there. So we're gonna have to pull around to the hose of the power washer here real quick, and our windshield wiper's not doing much. We're gonna have to clean off the windows here. Better. We hit them quick with the power washer. Not a thorough cleaning job by any means, but a good enough job that I can see out the windows again. You guys remember a week or 2 ago when I showed you that payloader that our chicken litter people had left in our field? And they took the front axle? She's still sitting there. They haven't brought it back yet. That must have been a major rebuild. Alright, here is our first field. Like I said, it's kind of open. There's no trees really around it, just a couple singular ones, but I don't think anybody's hunting those. There is a hunter across the road, though. I did see a truck parked over there. So this whole field does not get map. Map is one of those, yeah, this, like yesterday when we spread that field, it only had 2 zones in it. It's more of a put it where we need it and not where we don't, because it's really expensive. And yeah, we don't need to be applying any extra, so our map looks like this. 2 different rate zones. That's probably more than 2 sample zones, but it looks like sort of this ridge up here and across over to that corner is what gets it. So we're gonna do the outsides here, but we don't even need to drive clear down to the other end of this field because, well, there's nothing down there to spread. So do a little cross country in here. Just looking at our rates here, this red zone is really low. When we get into it, the spreader turns on, and we can see our target RX is 80 pounds to the acre. We're actually putting on like 90 to 95. I don't know if our sprinter can go slow enough for our spreader, the belt, to put that on with the gate opening that we've got. So it's not a big deal to put an extra 15 pounds out there, but yeah, that's a really low rate. We'll see what the green zone is when we get up here. This is where variable rate technology pays, because we can just spread what needs to be spread and turn it off where it doesn't need to be spread. It saves us a lot of money. We saved enough money. Here's the green zone. That one's 100. So yeah, we saved enough money by going to variable rate and using these prescription maps to more than pay for the crop consultants to do our sampling and make the maps. Because before, if we would have had this field with zones that looked like it does, we probably would have just put 100 pounds across the entire field rather than just a few zones. And, well, that's expensive. Well, that should be the last for this field right there. 29.06 acres we covered of the 75 in this field. So, all right, we'll head on out and to the last field where we should use up the rest of the map and the spreader. It says we've got 6,077 pounds, about 3 tons. That's what we needed for this field, so good deal. All right, this is another field here. This is where we had our double crop beans, and we need to spread our map out here. Now, that side is Michigan. This fence line is essentially the state line. You see him? We do have a hunter. Now, he's over by the other field, and this is as close as I'm going to get to him when I make this corner, so I don't feel terrible, and we won't be here for very long. It's not ideal, though. Can you see Dad over there? There he is. Got the ripper going, doing some corn stalks. Good deal. Well, we've gotten up to the side of the field where we actually had the double crop beans. We've got some fertilizer left. I don't know if we're going to finish the whole field or not. It's going to be a little bit close, although the rate drops on this side of the field. It's mostly the red zone, so we're putting less on than we were on what we've already got done. There's about 25 acres left here at 100 pounds to the acre. No, we're not going to have enough. It says we got 1,000 pounds in the spreader. We'll get 10 of that done. So I knew I had ordered a touch short on the fertilizer. I didn't want to be long. It was expensive. And I figured if we're a little bit short, it's okay. So we'll spread until it's gone and we'll call it close enough. Well, our spreader is empty. So we covered 49, basically 50 to 65 acres. That's what we didn't get done. Yeah, I should have had them bring me another. Well, that's the thing. I needed another, what, 1,000 pounds, 1,500 pounds. And it wasn't much. Close enough. So we're going to head back, load up with some potash. We actually got to come back to this field and finish spreading the potash out here as well. I did some before we took the beans off, but I couldn't do where the beans were. So, yep. All right, good enough. All right, we're going to load up with potash here in a little bit. Well, we've got our spreader loaded up. I'm going to try and consolidate our pile. Push it up into the corner a little bit better. I don't know if we can push that much or not. Well, that's a little better. We've definitely got another full spreader load and a little bit more than that, I think, which is good. I'm trying to figure out, or trying to add up the fields that we've got to do yet. And we've got quite a few corn stalk fields that are going to be a fair number of acres, but it's a low rate. We can cover almost 180, depending on how full I get the spreader, 150 to 200 acres on a spreader load. So yeah, we can cover a lot, yeah. Okay, so we are back to potash on the spreader here. Got a pretty full load. We're gonna head back up to the field where we ran the spreader out the other day. We had just done part of the perimeter there, and there's 140 acres in the field, so there's gotta be 130 to do yet. So we'll go do that one. I was talking to Dad about, how concerned should we be about those hunters. So for you, those of you that watch this channel that are hunters, and it's opening day of gun season, if I'm out there spreading fertilizer and making some noise in that field, and I'm not going to be near where they're at for very long, maybe for 10 minutes, making a perimeter, maybe an hour in the whole field at the very most, does that upset you? Should I care? I mean, it's our fields. Well, I guess I don't own them all. Some of them we rent, some of them we don't, but we have every right to be there, to spread fertilizer, to get our tillage work done, to harvest, to do whatever, to get our work done. But it is opening day. What do you think? Well, we're just moving back and forth here. Covered the field. I don't know why sometimes we get a strip that's a little bit greener and sometimes we get one that's a little bit more red. I wish the rate controller would figure that out and fix it. Like right now, the target's 150, but it's only putting 138. Like, why doesn't it just speed that belt up a little bit to fix that? I don't really understand. But it is what it is. So it's not that big of a deal. Just a little thing that confuses me, I guess. So we are, 107 acres into this field. Of course, that includes what we spread last week, whatever that was. But there's 140 in the field, so we got just over 30 acres to finish this one up. We'll still have some left on the spreader when we're done here. Maybe we'll go and do that field where we had the double crop beans and finish that one up too. All right, well, we're finishing up this last little finger here, last pass. We got this one wrapped up. We did pretty good. We've got 7,500 pounds left. We're gonna go try and finish the double crop bean fields. I don't know if there's enough on there for that or not. There should be. There's probably only 25 to 30 acres, so it should work. That field, though, is obviously going back to corn next year, a bean stubble or wheat stubble, and so it uses a little bit higher rates. It'll be a variable script. We'll look at it when we get in there. I don't know exactly what kind of rates, but there may be, instead of 150 pounds, we may be doing 250 pounds in some of this, so it's going to take a little more product to do that. Back over here in our double crop bean field. so here is the map. So basically all of this area of the field was not planted to double crop beans, and so I was able to spread that potash over there. I don't know, I think it was when I was doing some of the stuff on some wheat stubble or something. I don't know, somewhere I was spreading and I had some left and I needed to get it empty so that we could switch products or whatever, and so I just came in here and spread until it was gone. And so now we're filling that gap in, just finishing the rest of the field up. And you can see there's, what, 4 different zones there. We got a red, we got a green, we got a light green, and a yellow. Okay, well, we got that spreader basically empty. We finished the field. There's just 1,000 pounds or so left in it. So we can reload again. I don't know if I'm going to do any more today. The fields where we just finished harvesting yesterday, Dad had talked to the hunters last night. We know they're out there. I'm not gonna go over there today. And let's see, there's 2 other fields left other than that to use up that potash. So a couple more loads and we'll have that spreading wrapped up, and then we gotta get the rest of the gypsum done. Gypsum goes a lot faster because it's using on a higher rate. So you use it up faster. Alright guys, I think that's going to be it for today. We got some fertilizer spread, and it's post-harvest, and I don't have to work all day on Saturdays. So Dad's wrapping up some tillage, and I'm going to go just take care of some things. Rylan and I are going to the store. We need to go grocery shopping, so we're going to go do that. And yeah, I may do some more fertilizer stuff tomorrow. We'll see. We do need to keep that moving to get stuff ready to finish the tillage. We still have things to do. We just don't have to be in quite as big of a hurry as we were if we were harvesting. So thanks for watching. Have a great night. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Make sure that you're subscribed and that you're following along for the rest of the fall stuff and winter activities and all of that kind of stuff. And we'll see you tomorrow, or see you whenever we make another video.